Yes, stimulus checks for everyone can be added. I have all the details for you here in the video and what they're currently working on. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, now this is a topic that I get questions about literally every single day down below in the comments section, or when I host a live stream in the chat box. Inevitably, I see questions about this all the time, and you've probably heard me talk about this before in other videos because they are currently working on a huge reconciliation bill right now as we speak, and we know that this thing is going to get passed sooner than later. It's not going to be that much longer until they actually vote on and pass this thing easily. Now, this is not a question of will it actually pass? Will this actually happen? No, we don't have to ask that. Why? It's a reconciliation bill. It simply needs a majority vote. That's it in the House and the Senate. Therefore, we know for a fact they've been working on this for quite a while, and it is coming and it will be passed. But the big question being is, hey, can they throw a stimulus check into this thing? The simple answer is yes, 100% they absolutely can. Now, let me give you some evidence behind this and explain some different details because this just happened not that long ago. A few years ago, we had a very similar situation play out, and they added stimulus checks to that one, okay? Yes, when it comes down to reconciliation bills, or as I call it, the golden ticket or the wild card, simply because these are used when one party has control of the chambers and the presidency, they can do some pretty incredible things. Can I say that? I don't know. But either way, I'm going to say that because they do a lot of different things. And usually this comes in multiple trillions of dollars, these packages. They can only do this a couple times. They can't do it infinitely. They can't come in and do, 50 reconciliation bills. They can't do that. They have to be very strategic about it. They have to be very methodical about it. And they have to really think about what they want to do here because they only get a couple chances to do this. And right now, they've been working on it. In fact, they've been working on it since late last year of 2024. They've been putting the framework together of this thing, so they had a pretty good idea of what this is going to encompass, how long it's going to take, what it's going to be, and they've been negotiating out the details of it for several months now. So they have a pretty good framework on this thing, and realistically, it's not going to be that much longer until they have this thing passed. Okay, let me give you a quick example, okay? Of a situation where we had a reconciliation bill, it was nearly $2 trillion, and it contains stimulus checks as well as a whole bunch of other money, okay? Let's think back, and again, I'm just using this as an example for those of you that may think, no, they can't do that. They can. Look it up. They can do this 100%. They absolutely 100% can add stimulus checks. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick example. If we go back to early 2021, it was on March 17th. They passed what? The American Rescue Plan. What was that? It was a $1.9 trillion reconciliation bill that was passed. What did it contain? Well, it contained all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was $1.9 trillion. What couldn't you contain for that amount of money, right? It's a ton of money. I mean, nearly $2 trillion. That's nuts, okay? That's a huge amount of money. My point is, within that, they appropriated about $350 billion. It's actually a little bit more than that, but about $350 billion is what they appropriated for $1,400 stimulus checks included in there for 85% of the population. We all remember this, right? Yes, they did this. It was a real thing. And then in March and in April, they distributed this money. It started going out to people, and there you go. That was the $1,400 stimulus check. Now, what else did they include in that? They also included the advanced child tax credit payments. Now, just want to be fair with you, and again, I think we all recognize this. I just want to make it very clear. This was back in 2021, so this is something that already happened, okay? So I want to make that very clear so no one thinks like, oh, this is happening right now today. No, not right now today, but I'm using this as an example to prove that, yes, they can add a ton of different things into these reconciliation bills, including stimulus, basically of any dollar amount. Now, the $1,400 that they included in that package was supposed to be $2,000. They stiffed us by $600, and they said it's supposed to be $2,000. And they sold it as a $2,000 check. It was not $2,000, it was $1,400, but they sold it to us and said, it's $2,000, trust us. No, it's not, it was $1,400. So anyway, that was back then, 2021. They also included the advanced child tax credit payments in there. They went out to about 38 to 39 million households at an average of $422 a month for the second half of 2021, and then a lump sum payment for the other half in early 2022, again for that same 38 to 39 million households across the country. Okay, those are just a couple small talking points within that reconciliation bill. That only encompasses like a few $100 billion in total. They had multiple other, $1.5 trillion to go that were spent on other things, okay? Anyway, I wanted to use that really quickly as an example. That is one situation in which they used reconciliation when Democrats had full control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency at that time, and they passed through the American Rescue Plan, and it contained stimulus checks, okay? That's my point, is I just want to use that as an example really quickly to show you. Now, yes, they are currently working on a new reconciliation bill. Is it the same? No. Here's the difference. This time, Republicans have control of everything. They have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency. Therefore, Republicans are now doing their reconciliation bill, okay? Now, again, I've also seen this as well. Republicans won't give us anything. I wouldn't say that. Here's why. Let me give you a quick example. Think back to 2020. Republicans had control. What did they get us then? Okay, and again, this is not supposed to be a political video. I'm just being fair with everything out there, okay? Democrats gave us a bunch back in early 2021 with the American Rescue Plan. But back in 2020, Republicans also gave us $1,800 worth of stimulus checks, $1,200 the first time and $600 the second time, two separate payments, $1,800 in total. So I wouldn't be so fast to say one party or the other is going to do something or the one party is going to do nothing. I wouldn't technically say that because we can clearly see here both parties demonstrated a few years ago that they're willing to give when the time is right. When the economy is in a situation where we need that money to go out to stimulate, that's the whole point of it. When we need that, when we're in a situation where it calls for that, doesn't matter on the party. The party does not matter. We can clearly see here both parties are willing to step up and do what it takes during the time that it's needed. That's the key there. Is it a time of need when the economy is in a predicament of a recession, a contraction, whatever, a slowing economy? And remember, it's always based on economic factors, economic data, the health of the overall economy, a recession, a contraction, whatever you want to call it. It's all based on that every single time. So, I mean, here's the thing. We've been seeing some pretty weak economic data coming in. Not all of it. Some of it has been, decently good. Some of it has been really bad as well. But my point is, could we possibly see a massive crash and burn in the overall economy sometime before they pass this reconciliation bill? Easily. Does not take long. We could see, much more pain, crashing and burning, whatever you want to call it, in markets and the overall economy. We could easily see that. Could they easily throw a stimulus check in there? Yeah, it's like one piece of legislation, one page of legislation. It's like nothing. It would take no effort on anybody's part to throw that in there. And remember, any dollar amount flies. Doesn't really matter. They could throw whatever they want in there, right? So anyway, I want to throw that out there really quickly. Let's continue watching. I brought you some details of what we know as of now. There's not a ton of details out there, but it still continues to change as they negotiate out the details. But of course, I will continue to watch it and keep you posted on what's going on and what's the likelihood of this. Now, there's also discussion that there's likely a second reconciliation bill coming later this year. Let's see about that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But there's talk that we could get a second one a little bit later this year as well. So it could be pretty eventful this year. Either way, I'll keep you posted with everything going on. All of this with the reconciliation bill or everything else going on. It is such a busy time. And again, as I always say, I'm going to be here for you every single day by your side, advocating for you, watching the details, helping you out in any way that I possibly can, keeping you informed, and just doing what I can for you. If I can ask a huge, huge favor of you, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free to do so. There's a subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you have not done so. If you're new here, thank you. I truly, truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being part of the community. Also, if you can think of one or two people that benefit from this information here on this video, please feel free to share this video. There's a share button right down below as well. It's 100% free to do so. As always, thank you again for doing that. And again, thanks for joining bringing your friends and family, neighbors, acquaintances, things like that, people like that you know to this community. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below this in the description or the top of the comment section. Or right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there as well. Check those out or just have a nice day. And I hope I can see you again soon in the next video. Thank you so much once again for your support.